So, recently I was playing Black Mesa, and I got to this segment with the platform that lowers, the head crabs. Anyway, there's this secret pathway in that area that I just didn't use. It leads to some loot and armor, and I totally overlooked it when I was dealing with the hellscape that I was dealing with. Although it would have been just as easy to reload a save, I instead noticed this catwalk in an area where I could have maybe stacked some boxes. So I looked around my environment, and I eventually found some boxes that I could pick up. And I brought them, I stacked them onto this other crate. And eventually, after some trial and error, I got onto the catwalk, and I accessed all of the loot without even needing to go through the process the game had expected me to do. That's pretty fucking cool. Now, why is this important? Why did this particular moment spark interest in a video idea? Well, the concept of video games offering systems for players to use and solve problems on their own is really cool and unique. I think it's relatively important that games have these systems, with games like Death Stranding that literally allow the player to decide how they go about their journey. During almost the entirety of this game, you are free to choose how you go about a certain direction, what you want to bring, and what you do while you're going there. It's completely up to you. I think the fact that Death Stranding rarely ever takes control away from its player is brilliant, and why I consider it one of my favorite games. Modern games seem to have a constant issue of wanting you to do something in a very certain way. The best instance of this is a game like Red Dead Redemption 2. Critically acclaimed for its open world mechanics, yet during mission portions, if you even try to think outside the box for even a second, you get a fail state. This isn't fun. It doesn't encourage players to forge their own experience, which, speaking from someone who plays a lot of TTRPGs, that sucks. Another good example of creative freedom in video games would be Resident Evil 2. Now, I love Resident Evil 2 for a lot of reasons I'm not even going to talk about right now, but something that I love about how this game is set up, in terms of its map design, is where enemies are. In Resident Evil 2, a survival horror game, supplies are very limited. Now, if the game was making you kill zombies in every area, you would not have as much supplies. You can make your own decisions. You as a player can, instead of killing these zombies, move around them, avoid them, and, use that ammo in other parts of the game, like boss fights, where it's really important to have a bunch of supplies saved up. And of course, because it's a video game, you can go ahead and mow the shit out of that zombie. Nothing's stopping you. And that's what's awesome about Resident Evil 2. I guess in conclusion, creative freedom is awesome. I wish more games took more of an effort to give more control to the player, and games that take control out of the player's hands need to go lay down for a bit, but that's just my opinion, and this is just my very first video I've ever talked about stuff. And that's a wrap from me, so goodbye.